with our ooey gooey boils, I'm taking a little container full of gelatin, flour, and your choice of colour. So today I'm using food colouring of yellow because I want it to be gross and infected looking. And then you add a little bit of water, make a paste consistency, and chuck in the microwave for 15 or 20 seconds. Be careful that it will boil over in there. After you got the consistency you're happy with, you place it on a baking sheet or anything like that. I'm using foil, and then put it in the fridge to set. These boils are pretty tricky sometimes because too much water you won't set, too little water you get a crispy boil. That's not really what you're after. The consistencies I've got, the more you layer it up, it'll warm up on your skin, and then the inside will actually gilify, as in like you'll see it in the video. And I love that consistency. It might turn into a hot mess later on, but it gives you the coolest effect ever. After the boils were set up though, after the fridge, I'm taking a little bit of latex on my finger and just sort of smearing it around on top of the boil, because I wanted to get more texture on top of these. These were quite smooth and flat, and that wasn't really the effect I wanted in the long run. So after the latex was dry, I then took my finger and actually took like a knife or something, and you can see I'm pulling up the skin of the latex and then putting it back down, so it creates a ripple effect. Looks like the boil is actually torn through the skin itself. It gives a cooler effect in the long run. Don't forget to powder them down after you finish with them, otherwise you'll get like a constant moving, and if that's fine. If you wanted something that's more realistic and it would move with your skin in real life, that's what you're after. Moving on to our face, I've taken a triangle makeup sponge and essentially turned this into a Swiss cheese look, taking my fingers and just plucking parts of it. This gives a really cool texture to the skin and just gives the makeup application a very uneven textured look. I'm taking a mixture of pale yellows, reds, blues, and pretty much every bruising colour you can possibly imagine, applying that to the face, neck and shoulders. This creates a lot of depth and texture. The yellow really gives that jaundice look to the skin, whereas the red makes you look really sick and nasty. I've taken a blue/purple undertone colour and taking that in my inner corner of my eyes, mouth, nose, pretty much anywhere that you would naturally feel and look more tired. And it gives you like the layering effect, gives you a really cool textured look. I've done this look actually pretty much every year for the last like 3 or 4 years now, and I think this is probably my favourite outcome. I will also link my previous boil attempts from previous years down below. I'm creating some false veins to go over the look, just using some water-based paints, really fine brush, and then painting them on and then just blending them out with my skin. This gives you a very dramatic effect, which I freaking love. It makes you look super sick. To intensify the fact that you're really sick and not feeling well, I'm using a dark shadow on the inner corners of my eyes to make me look tired, and also bruising around my face and neck. Taking a dark red shade, I'm actually running along my upper lid and then my lower lash line, so it actually looks like you're infected, you're not feeling well, your eyes are all puffy and tired. We will be applying a little latex near your eyebrow area, so if you don't want to lose any hairs, I recommend blocking them out as best as you can. You can stick these boils down with a mixture of mediums. I'm taking liquid latex because that's what my skin can handle, but if your skin can't, I recommend either Prozaid or like Spirit Gum or something. They'll also hold really well. I'm taking clusters of these boils, so some around my nose and mouth, and then I'm really focusing on the eye area because I wanted it to look like I was about to die. It's disgusting, it's gross, it's amazing. I love how this looked. So I'm taking some big ones, putting it around my lower eye area and then above my eyebrow. This is why you really want your eyebrows to be blocked out as best you can, because when you remove them, you'll probably remove some eyebrow hair too. As you can see, I've kept the top of these boils tacky so I can still pick and choose how I liked the texture of them. Apply some liquid latex around the edge of the boils just so you can really secure them in place, otherwise they'll fall off pretty easy. Now to get some texture of this look and some colour, I'm taking a dark red shade and running that in between pretty much the skin areas where the boils would join. You can see what I'm doing here, but I'm taking a mixture of bright reds, dark reds, and sort of everything in between, I guess. And then a really fine brush, I'm sort of feathering it out so it looks like they've erupted through the skin. The more colours you layer between these, the more realistic it looks. These looks are really about textures and layering things on top. I'm also adding a dark red shadow just to the top of it to make the boils look more inflamed. Don't forget the giant ones on your neck, because people will also notice your infections on your neck as well. And pretty much the last step of this is adding a little bit of blood. I think the fake blood not only covers any mistakes you have, it looks disgusting. Fake blood always makes everyone like gag and drool over everything, and I just kind of love how it looks. So I've gone quite close to my eye area, so just be careful with fake blood because it does stain a lot of the time. It stinks even more of the time, and you know, it can be dangerous as well. So just make sure that you're not getting any in your eye area. Now, to finish this whole look off, I've actually wanted a shinier boil because I was looking quite matte. I'm taking some Vaseline and rubbing them all over my boils so they give quite shiny and greasy effect. I also did it across my skin because I thought I'd be sweating and I'd have cold shivers and stuff, so I thought the more sickly my skin would look, it would look cooler. Of course, wetting down my hair, I'm just using water for a short-term effect, but using gel or something might work for a long run. Just so it looks even, I'm so happy with how this look came out. This look took almost no effort. Look how gross the boil here is melting. It's amazing. I look like I'm on death's doorstep. Love how this turned out. So I hope you enjoyed this very, very simple special effects makeup. If you did, thumbs it up, subscribe, and I hope you all have a beautiful day, night, or wherever you are, guys. Bye!